If you want to sell more of your course and fill more seats in your course, this one thing on your sales page is going to make or break those sales. I'm Amanda Warfield. I am a simplicity focused content marketing strategist and copywriter, and I go live here on YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time so that I can help course creators simplify their marketing in order to make a bigger impact in less time. I am curious. How do we feel about sales pages? When it comes to marketing your course and selling your course, do you feel excited to send people to your sales page? Or does it kind of make you cringe and wish that you could simply just send them the checkout link instead? If you feel that cringe, I've been there. I am still there, as you will see in an upcoming example. And today we're going to talk about a really specific part of your sales page and a really important part of your sales page, the above the fold. Now, what that means is the above the fold part of your sales page is the part of your sales page that you see right at the very top, and it is what you see before you scroll at all. So let me know in the comments. Have you heard of above the fold? Is this a new term? Let me know. But above the fold, this is I don't want to say the most important, but the most important right off the bat part of your sales page, because this is what's going to truly make or break whether or not someone sticks around. And whether or not they stick around is going to make or break your sales. What you have to do with the above the fold part of your sales page is you have to grab their attention right away. This is definitely one of the most underutilized spaces in a sales page that I have found when I am doing sales page updates for clients, or I'm giving feedback for community members that have submitted for feedback. This is such an important part of your sales page, and it's such an easy fix because you want to keep it really simple, but it's so underutilized. So I want you, as you're looking at this, I want you to open up your own sales page. And I want you to look at this with me as I am going through what I would do on some of these other ones and what some of my best tips are for above the fold. So, like I said, with the above the fold, first things first, you want to keep the above the fold super, super simple. You want it to be visually simple, but also verbally simple. You want this to be something that doesn't take a lot to take in. So, what I mean by that, let me just show you. I'm just going to share my screen. We're going to get right into it. Oh, interesting. Okay. There we go. So this is what you want to see with the above the fold. Now, if you watched last week's video, you will have seen me talk about features versus benefits on a sales page and how to take those features of your course and turn them into benefits, turn them into something that is a lot more exciting and more likely to help you make that sale. In that video, if you haven't seen it, I mentioned that this is the sales page to my course, A Year in Preview, and it is not a great sales page. It's not great. This is not something I would turn into a client. Okay? But it is what it is sometimes, and this is where I'm at with this course. So, all that being said, don't look at this and go, oh, she's a copywriter. She's a launch strategist. She knows what she's doing. Don't copy this sales page. It's not good. This is not what I would suggest doing, but that's why we're sharing it here. What I will say is here above the fold, it is so visually clean. It is simple. There's two things. You've got a heading and you've got a button, and you've got this really clean background. Let me show you. I'm going to actually show you a different above the fold on a sales page that I actually am much more proud of. This is for my membership, Change Simple Marketing, the community. This is my sales page for that, and you can see that this is super simple. I've got one basic image in the background. I've got this block that your eyes get drawn right to, right? And it's got the logo for the community, and then it's also just got what the community is about. Get more eyes on your course or digital product, make more money, spend less time marketing, join now for just $27. This is as simple as it gets, right? When it comes to what you could put here. You'll also notice that this is, there's no, the whole, it takes up, the canvas takes up the entire top part of the screen. As soon as you start scrolling, you start seeing some other things, right? And we've got lots more on this sales page. This is much more like what I would actually give a client and turn into a client. But there's all kinds of stuff here. Before you see any of that, before you start scrolling, you simply have got all kinds of stuff here. Lots and lots. Simple. Lots of stuff going on. Simple. Okay, you get the point. Okay, so we'll go back to a year in preview now and share just a little bit more about that one. So it is simple. This canvas is not big enough. Ideally, it would be a whole lot bigger because realistically, this doesn't draw my eye. My eye gets drawn down here where there's more going on, but we want it to be drawn up here because say goodbye to overcomplicated marketing that isn't showing you results is a lot more compelling than, well, there's a lot happening here. You're in preview. Where do I look? Do I need to read this whole thing? It's not as compelling, right? So I would, if I was updating this and I was only going to update the above the fold, I would make this part bigger. I'd make this canvas a lot bigger so that this takes up the majority of my screen before I start scrolling. Now, I will say, overall, this isn't a terrible above the fold. I clearly went in and added this in to see if it would help with conversions in the meantime. Say goodbye to overcomplicated marketing that isn't showing you results. The second thing you want to do with the above the fold is you want to either tap into a pain point or you want to paint the picture of what could be. With this one, I'm kind of tapping into both here because I'm talking about overcomplicated marketing that's not showing you results, but I'm also saying, hey, create marketing that leads to sales, right? Those are not terrible hooks for a sales page. I think I would ideally like to do something that is a bit more clear about the how of how we're going to do that, in addition to hitting on that pain point. But hitting on that pain point is the second important part of this. We want to either paint the picture of what could be or hit on the pain point so that we immediately draw someone in and they go, oh, I feel that. Or, oh, I want that. You want them to have that immediate like hook, right? Of like, oh, I'm interested. Let me lean in. Let me learn a bit more. So I do that. I can't say that I'm doing it and also showcasing how well, but I am doing that part here. So I would probably change this. I would probably sit down and think about it and think a little bit more about, okay, how could I switch this up so that it is a little better? Maybe I could say something like, say goodbye to overcomplicated marketing that isn't showing you results. Also, for the record, for anyone watching this, a year in preview is all about creating your yearly marketing strategy and making sure that it's connected back to your content. So I could say something like, say goodbye to overcomplicated marketing that isn't showing you results. Or I could say something like, marketing that gives you results. Marketing that gives you results thanks to a connected plan, or that doesn't sound great, but marketing that gives you results. Ooh, okay. Something like a strategically crafted marketing plan that actually will give you results. So that way you're knowing, okay, how am I getting the results from the marketing? through that marketing plan, that strategic marketing plan. That would be a better above the fold right there. And then create marketing that leads to sales still works there. It's still painting the picture, but a strategically crafted marketing plan that actually leads to results or actually leads to sales would be even better there probably, or actually leads to money in the bank. So you can keep digging into, okay, but what could it do? What could it do? What could it do? So there's that. That is what I would do differently on this above the fold. Now for the next example, I have, oh, it won't let me just quickly share. Okay. My friend Haley Gaffin's sales page that she submitted for her Mic Check Society. This is a membership. It's a membership for podcasters. And right here, you don't have to grow your podcast by yourself is essentially this is her above the fold right here. So we've got Mic Check Society, Haley's pretty face. You don't have to grow your podcast by yourself. Mic Check Society is a community for podcasters where they can collaborate, network, and learn how to grow and scale their podcast through educational trainings, a private Facebook group, and Q&A calls. The Mic Check Society community is here to support your podcasting journey. Join now, member login. What I would actually do is I would add an entire new canvas above this. I wouldn't change any of this. Or maybe I would take this part out and just have the Mic Check Society logo here, but then have another canvas above it, again, that is really simple, that really stands out, that takes up a large part of this above the fold area before you have to start scrolling. And it could say something like, you don't have to grow your podcast by yourself. Maybe that's all it says. And then a join now. What we could do is take it even further though and say, get more specific about what grow means. So something above here that just says, and I'm not, without talking to Haley, I can't say what exactly she would prefer here. To be clear, I can't speak for her and what Mic Check Society is really doing. I am inside of it, but I don't know which focus she would necessarily take. But she could say something like, you don't have to grow your podcast by yourself. And then it could just say something like, grow your following, monetize your podcast, increase your downloads, something like that. And then that way she's got that pain point, but then also like, here's what we're going to cover and here's how we're going to grow it. So I would say something like that. You don't have to grow and scale your podcast by yourself. Monetize your podcast, increase your downloads, increase your following, something like that. And kind of just boom, boom, boom. Here's what we're going to tackle inside of this, because as a membership, it's not a one-time end all be all. You're going to do this thing. It's an ever evolving thing. That would be my suggestion. And then a big join now for $19 a month button. Really, really, really sweet. That would be what I would do for Haley's. Now I have one more submitted from a community member, actually. Wendy. Wendy creates book club kits and shares them. So if you are part of a book club and you guys want to just do the reading and not have to come up with all the different things to do, this is a great place, Words and Location, to check out. So what Wendy sent is actually a checkout page / sales page, but because it's $8, she doesn't really need a full sales page. She could have one and it could literally be just a canvas or two. And I'm not sure with Thrivecart what the ability is, but Wendy, if I was you, I would maybe think about creating an actual sales page that just has all of this stuff in it. And then you could utilize this space more so for testimonials or something like that. But a really short and sweet sales page, or I would make this way bigger because this gets lost in the shuffle right now. But this is a not bad above the fold hook. Are you ready to add excitement to your book club the easy way? It's time to take your fun off the page with the Done For You book club kit. I would just take out some extra words here. What can you get away with when we're writing copy? We want to ask, what can we get away with? How can I communicate and get away with the least amount of words possible? So, are you ready to? Not really necessary. Add excitement to your book club the easy way. Take your fun off the page with this Done For You book club kit. So I would take off some of these extra words. Are you ready to? And it's time to. They're necessary if you're like full sentence talking, but they're not necessary for a sales page. So add excitement to your book club the easy way. Take your fun off the page with this Done For You book club kit. You could even, Wendy specializes in her book club kits. They have field trips almost. So there are activities and things that you could do. So Wendy, you could even maybe say something like, take your fun off the page and bring the book to life, or experience the book with this Done For You book club kit. Something like that, where you're kind of giving them more details into how they're taking the fun off the page. Could be helpful, but that's actually your copy and what you're saying. The hook is good. We just need to make it bigger and make it more in your face, because right now there's a lot going on here. We've got lots of different colors. You got to check out. We've got this little, the bump offer blinking at us. This is going to get skipped. But if you create a full sales page, and by full, I don't mean massive, I mean short, but a short sales page, this is a great start for the Above the Fold. I would just keep it really simple and use those words. So those are the 3 that I have to show you guys tonight. So to reiterate, what do we want from our Above the Fold? We want it to be simple, visually and word-wise. We want to keep it simple. Simple is going to, it's just going to feel more calming. When you look at that checkout page, it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? It takes you aback, and it kind of makes you step out of it. We want something that's going to draw them in. Simple draws us in a whole lot more in this scenario. The second thing we want is we want to make sure that the hook that we're using, it correlates to a pain point, or it paints the picture of what they want. So it's either going to pull them in by saying, oh yeah, I struggle with this too, or it's going to pull them in by saying, oh, I want that too. And then finally, the third thing you want your Above the Fold to do is you want it to touch on the how. Again, it doesn't have to be a full explanation. We want to keep this short and sweet, but just a little bit of, okay, but how are we going to get this thing? How am I going to get marketing that shows results? Am I learning YouTube? Am I learning how to podcast? Am I learning how to write copy? No, I'm creating a strategic plan. So you want to hit on what it is that you're going to use to achieve that result well. But again, just hit on it. It doesn't have to be a full sales page. So those are the 3 things you want to make sure you're doing with your Above the Fold copy and visuals as well in your sales page. Again, this is such an important part of every sales page, and it is such an underutilized part of your sales page. So give yourself 10 minutes, tweak it of what you've got, kind of play around with the words and play around with what you can share and what you can put out there. But try it out, test it out, and see if you can increase conversions just by changing that one thing on your sales page in 10 minutes or less. I'm Amanda Warfield. I'm Simplicity Focused Content Marketing Strategist. If you like this video, go check out my video all about benefits and features and how to improve those on your sales page. And I'll be back same time next Monday, 7 p.m., same place.